Will they reach the nursery in time? If so, how delightful for them, and we should all breathe a sigh of relief. But there'll be no story. On the other hand, if they're not in time, I solemnly promise that it will all come right in the end. This is a point in my favourite book where I'm engrossed. It's the point that the story truly begins and where I can't put it down. It's the point where you get pulled into a magical world where no one grows old. A world that holds fairies, flying, mermaids, pirates and red Indians. A world that is truly wondrous. Peter Pan is a novel wrote by Scottish writer J.M. Barrie in 1911, following the success of the play. It's a book I've read countless of times. To most of you, it's just a book, an old children's book with a storyline that everyone knows. I feel like it shaped my life without even meaning to. It may all sound senseless to an outsider who knows nothing about me, but I can honestly say this lovely story has fueled who I am. One of my first memories is being tucked into bed and my mum telling me about the beautiful boy that visits windows at night, to listen to bedtime stories, especially stories about him. It was something I couldn't help but be sucked into. I was hooked. I don't know if it was the fact that I could relate to Wendy so much. She was a young girl who shared a room with her two little brothers, just like me, and the fact that her parents wanted her to grow up and move into her own room, at which point we were moving house and I was constantly being told, "Maddie, are you going to be a big girl and have your own room?" I wasn't happy about it, and for years I left my window open, not caring about the weather, because I wanted Peter to take me away to Neverland so badly. But of course, unlike Peter, we moved and I started to grow up. I recall when I was a little older, my mum giving me her copy of Peter Pan and Wendy, only to look after, she always says. I remember starting to read it straight away. The story is accompanied by these gorgeous little illustrations done by Mabel Lucy Atwell. I'd always drew. I used to sit at this little blue plastic table with my crayons for hours upon end, but it was this book with these cute, simple illustrations that made me truly realise what sort of drawings I could do. I picked up a pencil and started to copy a picture of Wendy sewing on Peter's shadow. Every now and then, when we're sat at the table, she'll talk about it and say something that any slightly eccentric grandma would. "Ooh, I remember when you gave me that. I thought, what a clever little girl." And I'll always have a little giggle to myself, or with whoever's around. I think Peter Pan is the reason why I live in such a dream world. And it's why I truly like to think all you need is a little faith, trust and a little pixie dust. Me and my best friend Alice still talk and laugh about the fairy houses we used to make down at the bottom of the garden, leaving them food. We really thought they ate it, but thinking back to it, it was most probably the wildlife or our parents removing the food. The excitement we used to feel. Even though I now know they may not be mythical creatures, it doesn't stop me from thinking about the world in more of a magical way, with me always saying, you never know. It's just a bit of silliness, really. Silly as this all may sound, Peter Pan has really shaped me. You can ask anyone who knows me well enough. My room is covered in all things Peter Pan. I have books, pictures, acorns, fairy dusts, films and shows. I even have a Peter Pan tattoo on my wrist that reads a kiss with an acorn above it. As time goes on, I continue to grow up and people around me get older. So I was never lucky enough to escape with my favourite fictional character. I think it was the thought of time standing still I liked the most. All the things you could get up to. But now I obviously know that everyone has to grow up, and to die will be an awfully big adventure. It's a story that I really believe that everyone can learn a lot from. On the outside, it may seem like a story with not much sense and no truth to it, but I think it can teach everyone how to dream, to stay young at heart, and how to believe in yourself or in something. As J.M. Barrie has said, dreams do come true if only you wish hard enough. You can have anything in life if you're willing to sacrifice everything else for it.